This is the 2025 Acura ZDX. It is a luxury SUV, but what's interesting about it is there is a partnership from Acura's parent company Honda with General Motors and their Ultium battery. That means you're going to get quick charging, much like the Blazer EV or the Cadillac Lyriq, but you're also going to get a lot of Acura in this too. Maybe not as much Acura as I'd like, and I'll explain that along the way. But you can see there's a lot of Acura influence, but it definitely kind of looks like a Blazer EV. So stay with me to the end and you're gonna learn a lot more about the ZDX. LED headlights are really nice, and when you approach the vehicle with the key, the grille lights up all the way around, much like it does on the General Motors lineup. But it is obviously an Acura and does come with Acura Watch, which is their safety systems, which is located right here behind this gigantic Acura logo. Honda and Acura needed an electric vehicle to meet the mandate that was in place underneath the Biden administration. So they came up with the Honda Prologue in a partnership with General Motors, and Acura on the luxury line had the ZDX, which would compete directly with the Cadillac Lyriq. One of the things you'll note when you look at the profile of this vehicle is a hatchback style design, which means it seats 5 people. It has a floating roof design, which means the top half of it is black, the bottom half is body color, and then you can see that silver across the bottom, which gives it a really nice luxury line, breaking up that top half on the black roof line with some chrome. Again, really nicely balanced, a lot of different colors and materials and styling, and of course LED headlights and taillights all the way around. There are different trim levels available on the ZDX. The base, which comes with 358 horsepower electric motor, that's rear-wheel drive. You can get an optional second motor, which would make it all-wheel drive, or you can step up to the A-Spec. More performance, slightly less range, especially when you add the all-wheel drive. Or our test car, which would be the one I would buy, is the Type S. That's going to give you all-wheel drive, more aggressive tuned suspension, Brembo brakes, and of course 22-inch wheels, which are on summer tires on our test car, but you can also get them on all-season tires. Again, more performance means less range, but all of it has the Ultium battery underneath, which means you get that DC fast charging, which is standard, comes with a charging cable, and it'll charge up to 80% in about 10 minutes. If you have a level 2 charger, it's going to be a little slower. Obviously, using a wall charger, it'll be its slowest. The warranty on the ZDX is 4 years, 50,000 miles. There is 6 years, 70,000 miles on the warranty for the powertrain, and 2 years or 24,000 miles of maintenance is included. Not that there's much maintenance, but rotating tires and things that need to be done. There are still fluids in this car. That's included as well. The one thing you'll note in that second row is there is privacy glass. And you can, of course, get aftermarket tint if you wish to do that, or the dealer will be happy to install it. Coming around to the back of the ZDX, you'll see this wiper blade, which everyone knows I'm going to say I wish it was tucked up underneath. There is room for that, and actually General Motors was one of the first to do that. Makes it a cleaner look, better for the wiper blade, especially if you live in cold climates, or just the damage to these blades because they're super expensive. They're smaller, so they're obviously not as popular. ZDX logo here, E being letting everyone know you're driving an electric car, all-wheel drive, LED taillights across the back, Type S, because this is the performance model, your Acura logo, and nice and clean across the back because there's no exhaust pipes. Going into the trunk, when it comes to cargo space with the second row up, you've got 28.7 cubic feet of storage. Fold down that 60-40 split second row and you're at 63 cubic feet of storage, the same as the Blazer EV, which is a direct competitor. 2 rows of seating is standard across all of the ZDX, which gives you seating for 5 people. Leather upholstery is standard, and the A-Spec models come with 12-way power adjustable front seats that are heated and ventilated. Add the Type S, and now you're at 16-way power adjustable chairs with thigh extensions and heavier side bolsters. Really pretty interior and real leather. You can definitely tell the difference. In the second row, there is tons of legroom because this is essentially a Blazer EV underneath, so it's a much larger vehicle. You've got really nice supportive seats, pockets behind each of the front seats, as well as climate control and heated seat buttons. Really nice. The leather seating surfaces are really nice. Bang & Olufsen audio here. The glass roof comes all the way back to the middle of the second row, and I do like this white, although if you have children, you might want to opt for a different color. One last thing that's really nice is you get the screens in the second row, which is wonderful when you have children back here or you just don't want the sun blinding you. Under the hood of the ZDX is the base A-Spec model, which has 358 horsepower electric motor, which drives rear-wheel drive. That is standard. You can buy the optional all-wheel drive or the second motor, which will give you 490 horsepower. You can also get an A-Spec. The A-Spec will give you more performance. That'll also lower your range to 313 miles of range. Add the all-wheel drive, you're at 304 miles of range, but it does have a 0 to 60 time of 5.5 seconds. Our test vehicle is a Type S, which is the top performance trim level with 499 horsepower, all-wheel drive, which features a more aggressive suspension, adaptive dampeners, and larger Brembo brakes, and rides on 22-inch wheels on summer tires, which are optional, or you can get all seasons, which are standard. Driving range does drop on the high-performance one to 278 miles of range per charge and a 0 to 60 time of 4.3 seconds. It has a 102 kilowatt-hour battery pack, and DC charging fast time is standard across the ZDX. That would mean that you can get charging up to 80%, which is about 10 minutes. The Acura ZDX is really nice inside. It's luxury, but it's not typical Acura luxury. It's actually quite similar to General Motors luxury. You've got an 11.3-inch center screen that has Google Assist and all of the things that you're used to having from a camera, which won't work obviously while we're driving. All of your information, your status, your charging information is right here on this large 11.3-inch screen, which does stand out as being almost in your face. But there's also an 11-inch digital screen that is customizable. And that will have a bunch of information in front of you, and you can change very much like a GM vehicle, because essentially it is, with a different hat on it. So what does it mean? Underneath, it is a Blazer EV all day long. And that is much like you would find on the Honda Prologue. We've reviewed that, and we've reviewed the Blazer EV. What's different? You like the Acura lineup. You want the luxury? Well, then you're going to want this vehicle because it's going to be more luxurious than the Blazer, and also certainly more luxurious than the Honda, which is true of the lineup. But overall, you still have that feel of a Blazer EV. And that's going to be hard to get rid of. But there's going to be some changes for that, I believe, coming in the future. Let's do a 3-point turn. And you can see the shifter is General Motors. Backup camera is really nice. And there is a camera here. Your rear view mirror is also a camera. Nice, easy to drive. Super quiet, as expected. The ride is quiet. The brakes are well balanced. There's really no difference in all of these electric vehicles, except for, as I say, the hat on top. And the hat in this case is real leather, standard safety across the full lineup. However, there is an optional, we'll call it semi-self-driving assist, because this would be like Super Cruise. It's built right here into the steering wheel. Again, they're calling it something different, but Acura Watch is literally the full safety suite, which comes standard. This is just an extra goodie if you got to have all the luxury items. And overall, this vehicle is really just nice, and leather seating surfaces and beautiful colors. And they made it as Acura as possible. Now, back to what I was saying. What do I think is coming in the future? Well, Honda and Nissan are planning on doing a merger. Now, I think this is from pressure from the Japanese government, and there's tons of information on that. On my Car Coach Reports website, we have been following this all along, the merger of the Infiniti dealership going into the Nissan lineup. But we also know that Honda and Nissan have planned to work together. We won't see any final details on this until probably late 2025 and into 2026, when you're really going to see a lot of changes. I think there'll be a lot of sharing of technology. But why is that important? Because that relationship with General Motors and the Blazer EV, this particular vehicle, may change. Because Nissan offers the Ariya, which is a really interesting electric SUV, which you can check that out on our website. And there's also the Nissan Leaf, which has been around forever. So you might see the Leaf partnering in with Honda, as well as on the other side, Acura working with Nissan, creating a different underpinning to the hat. So when I say the hat, it's what's on top. And that's a problem with a lot of electric cars. They're all the same underneath. They all have the same fast charging. They all have the same experience in driving. What are you gaining by buying an Acura or a Honda versus a General Motors? Well, Acura offers standard safety. General Motors offers a lot of safety. You can buy up on things. There's OnStar, which is on this car. So you're not losing OnStar. But if they partner with Nissan, OnStar relationship goes away. I love OnStar. It's one of the first systems available for helping people get in and out of their car, problems, whatever it might be. And you can check more of that out on the OnStar website. But this vehicle specifically, I know they're having trouble selling them, which is kind of disappointing because this vehicle is really kind of cool. Acura is known for performance SUVs, and they have a great lineup of them, but they have to carry something electric. Well, the ZDX came into play. And although this is really interesting, Bang & Olufsen audio system is standard. So you're seeing a lot of General Motors standardization on the Acura. So that's why I think this new partnership with Nissan will really help Acura change with the ZDXs. Maybe they'll close this name down on the line and bring something else in. But either way, we're going to see a lot of changes coming in the near future. And I find this to be extremely interesting. And you should be monitoring this. Now, if you purchase the ZDX, are you going to be disappointed? No, you will not be disappointed. Very easy to drive, very easy to charge, a lot of really nice features that come with this vehicle. Will you be disappointed? Will you be able to get service? You'll always be able to get service. Acura is trained to take care of these cars. So if you're thinking about a ZDX, don't let this potential change in consolidation for the industry impact your choice. There are some pros and cons when it comes to the Acura ZDX. First, it has a really nice quiet ride, which you would expect with all electric SUVs. It has very quick charging, which is a massive plus, a lot of standard features and tons of space across the vehicle, whether it be in the back, in the doors, tons of legroom, headroom, really nice, generous use of space. On the negative side, when you purchase a Type S of anything in the Acura lineup, you expect even more performance, and there's only so much you can put out of an electric car and still make it a reasonably priced SUV. So I think it's missing the mark a little bit on the Type S, although I think they can still play with this a little bit more and make it more Acura, and then it would be even more exciting. And on the negative side also, it's a lot of GM. You can really feel it. There's no differentiation between the two. And if I parked a Blazer EV or a Cadillac Lyriq next to it, you would see a lot of similarities, and I would like to see some more differences between the two. But I understand there's a lot of platform sharing that also saves money for both companies because General Motors gets to sell Honda and Acura some product, and on the other side, Acura doesn't have to produce their own product, and so there is a good savings for both, and that they can pass along to you, which again makes this a great value across the lineup. And I already discussed the competitors. That'd be the Cadillac Lyriq and of course the Blazer EV. And there is literally any electric SUV would be a direct competitor to this as well. And now let's talk about the pricing. The ZDX starts at $65,850. You add all-wheel drive, you're at $69,850. And the Type S, which is our test vehicle, is $74,850. It's important to note that that $7,500 tax credit may or may not be available. We're assuming that when the next administration comes in, that's going to go away, the mandate and the tax credit. So make sure to check with your state, check with your company, and of course, check with the federal government. Any sort of tax credit, any sort of discount pricing, definitely take advantage of that. Also go to the manufacturer's website. There's a lot of discounts available. And if you are a fan of Acura, you've always been a loyal Acura fan, you will get a loyalty discount. If you don't ask for it, you won't get it. It could be a couple $1,000s on top of all the discounts that are out there for the ZDX. They're not selling at the rate they would like, which means there are some fantastic deals available on this vehicle. And I really like the Acura product. And so you're going to get the best of all worlds here and a great value. And a lease on this would probably be your smartest move. I'm sure you have some additional questions when it comes to the Acura ZDX or any of the competitors in the lineup. Put it down in the comments below. Let's start the conversation. If you got value from this video, please like and subscribe for more videos like this. If you want to know more information about the merger on the Honda Nissan, go to Car Coach Reports. That's where all the news will live. All the car reviews will live here on Car Smarts. We'll have more and more product put out 3 to 5 times a week. We do appreciate your support. You can support me by buying me a cup of coffee, or of course, you can like and share this video. All the ways to reach me are down below in the description. I'm Lauren Fix. Thanks so much for watching.